What is happening, people, and welcome to the Player Rating Show. I was getting a little bit of audio from Adam before we even came in there. Are you there, Adam? You good?
Sorry, mate. Yeah, something must have repeated on there.
Saeed, you there?
Yeah, mate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are good. We are good.
Wow.
We are good. Adam just took like a big sigh, like almost like a, I can't believe he won that. Just in the intro there. I hope you guys heard that. I think they did. Welcome to the Player Rating Show. This is going to be interesting because against Sheffield United, it was high scores all around, fantastic performance. Couldn't really say anything bad about anyone. However, this game's a little bit different. Let's start with Sergio Romero, Adam.
Sergio Romero, 4 out of 10. I'm not letting him off for that, mate.
He's going straight in.
Listen, mate, if I'm going to give David De Gea shit, I'm going to be honest across the board, mate. He should have saved that. He had nothing else to do. Well, to be honest, he commanded his box well, which he always does. He came and it was made a point of it in the commentary, actually. If you're going to come, you fully commit. And Romero does that. He's never let us down. I've got no issue with him making a mistake here and there. We won the game still. But in terms of his performance today, he had to make one real save and he didn't. It was from far enough out. It was an half-decent shot.
By Harry Maguire a little bit?
No, not having it, mate. It went under his hand. He was there, mate. You know what I mean? He actually got across to the ball, so he's seen it.
He should have done better, I agree with you.
Just misjudged the flight of it, I think. And you know what? I said in a week, we've gone from having the 3 best goalkeepers and having the best goalkeeper set up in the Premier League to having Romero make a mistake, Henderson have a nightmare, and De Gea have what he did at Spurs. So it was like,
it happens. Saeed, you had a big reaction when he went in with a 4. What are you saying?
I don't know if that's a bit too harsh. I would go probably with a 5. And I feel like that is because of the fact that it was a one moment. If it was a case of he made a couple of errors, then I would have gone with Adam.
Yeah, but we give De Gea a 5 for Sheffield United. He didn't have nothing to do.
I give a 7. So
yeah.
That's why I give a 7. So you can't put that one on me.
In your logic, then you're probably right, Saeed, mate. You are.
7. That was the most ridiculous 7 I've ever seen. We could have gone in that game. Anyway, that was Sheffield United. So you're saying 5.
I should have saved that though.
I see why Adam's gone with the 4 in terms of keeping that energy consistent of the scrutiny because he should have done better. Immediately after that, though, he came for a cross and
punched it out.
He needed to do that. Came for a high ball, caught that. I think, you guys decide in the comments.
On the fence again.
I'm on the fence on that one.
You bottle job.
Saeed, you said you want receipts for Diogo Dalot.
I want all the receipts, mate. He's average.
What would you give him today?
Mate, you know what I give him today? I give him 3. He is average, yeah? And until I see better performance from him, I'm not changing my mind, mate. 20 million we pay for this guy. He can't attack. He can't cross the ball. He's not even worse with crossing. And he can't defend. Jamal Lewis is your boy, yeah? Jamal Lewis would love to play against Dalot every week. He absolutely finished him today. And that is why Luke Shaw stayed on the bench today. And Brandon Williams went a right back. When have you ever seen that? You would have thought like for like, but even Ollie knows how bad Dalot is. Ethan Laird must be absolutely crying in his bed right now. He's saying, how am I not getting the team? Dalot maybe he's a right winger, but on a right back, he's atrocious, mate. He got subbed off for a reason today. And that is why. I'm not being harsh on the kid yet, but he gets a 3 today.
Adam?
Yeah, I'm not going to be much better than that, to be honest, mate. He has got a point, Saeed, on this one because all their threat came down Dalot's side. He did have one matter ahead of him, though. We'll get to him, but that whole right-hand side. Mate, this is my whole point. This is my whole point that I was going on about in terms of making too many changes. Like you said, then if you had someone in front of him who'd played a couple of games, it might have been a different story. But for me, if you've got Mata in front of you, you can't go marauding forward. And he got caught a few times. He got caught. I'm sure Ricky will do a thread and find the best bits of it. But for me, no, I'd give him a 4. I just didn't see anything from him that encouraged me today at all. There was nothing really positive, and the basics weren't there. And yeah, you can say it's his first game back. it's going to be a few of them who'll try and use that excuse. But at the end of the day, we're playing a championship team who had scored 2 goals in the last 8 games they've played, and they look threatening against us.
They did.
Down that left-hand side, down Dalot side.
I'll tell you what, when Pookie was set through and Luke Shaw made that recovery, that could have been...
That was Dalot.
That could have been different. Yeah, he gave the ball away. Yeah, gave the ball away. Okay, so a 3 and a 4 respectively. I don't really need to step in on that one. I think either or. They're both poor scores, and he had a poor game. Eric Bailly, Adam.
I was a bit disappointed with Bailly today, to be honest. He did not look sharp at all. And the ring rust was clear to see today. He was another one who made the mistake for one of their better chances. Tried too much, looked a bit rash. He settled at times. He was decent on the ball at times, turned well out of trouble, and did some basic stuff right.
Mixed bag.
Yeah, it was. I think he would benefit playing alongside Maguire for a little bit longer, getting him running the team. I just don't see Ollie having the confidence in putting him straight back in ahead of Lindelof.
I actually think when I saw some of the things Bailly does or did today, it reminded me of like if you're a manager at that level, why you just would be like, I just don't know if I could trust him like the whole way through the season.
That's what you would say.
You know that one where the guy pushed him in his back and he done that mad dive, and then like you just look at it. I just laughed at my screen. I was just like, bye. And then when he tried to roll the ball and Todd nicked it off him, like it just doesn't fill you with confidence. But then again, like you said, there were times where turned out of trouble well, read it well, passed between the lines well. Just a bit of a mixed bag, yeah. So what are you giving him, Adam?
I'd give him a 5. I didn't see anything special, but we won the game, didn't we? There was nothing much that, apart from the mistake he made, that he was doing really wrong. But like you said, you just look at him and you go, he needs games, but you're not confident he's going to get them.
Yeah.
5 for me. Like you said, he looks a bit rusty. That kind of rashness, I don't think Ollie wants to even be prepared for that. To be honest, I can't like that. I like the kind of expression of going and the way he kind of comes in with the ball. I like that. I don't think Lindelof does that enough. But then again, the calmness on the ball, Lindelof will probably read the space quick, and that's why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes him.
Yeah.
I honestly don't see a future for him at Man United. I think if he can't get in the United team right now, I don't think he'll get in anytime soon. If you can't get in the Lindelof, then something must be wrong. So that's why we need to do that. That's why we need to do that.
It's a weird one because I think Bailly at a certain point will have a decision to make, because I think if they're going to replace a centre back, obviously it would be Lindelof, and by what we've seen, it isn't going to be with Bailly coming in and being the number 1 centre back. We've seen who Ollie's favourite is, so if there is going to be a change, you'd think it would go over Bailly's head. But a 5, I think, is fair. Harry Beckenbauer.
Best centre back after Van Dijk. I'll give you that one.
Oh, so you're saying after Van Dijk?
I'll give you that after Van Dijk.
In his fan cam, Adam, he got so excited. He went, "Yeah, listen, best centre back in the world right now, mate. I'm telling you." I go, "Listen,
you know what, man?
And I don't ever want to praise them, but Van Dijk is the complete centre half. Let's not.
Well, we'll give him that. But for me, it's always underappreciated. I don't know why my United fans give him so much grief. He didn't decide the 8 million transfer, did he? You know what I mean? The way he blocked that, I don't know if there was a chance there.
Brilliant block.
Centre across. That block there, I don't see any defender doing that. Do you know what I mean? The calmness on the ball, you know what I mean? The way he demanded everyone now, he's a captain, he's a leader. And the goal again today, you know what I mean? In the box, we've got a goal scoring centre back now. You know what I mean? We've not had that since Rio Ferdinand. You know what I mean? Steve Bruce and whatnot. So I'm buzzing, man. And that goal again for me, he's the man of the match for me. He gets a 7 for me. Man of the match.
Adam?
Yeah, no, I'm giving him an 8.
Yeah, I thought
8, mate.
He's really weird.
No, but you don't understand.
7 to David De Gea, who literally on his post, right? Hang on, Saeed. I've got to pull you up on it. Saeed, hold on. Hang on a minute. Saeed gives a 7 to David De Gea, who stood on his post and lit a fag and didn't touch the ball for 90 minutes, right? And then Harry Beckenbauer, right? Harry Beckenbauer makes a match winning, a goal-saving block, nearly scored with a header. Then won us the game.
Context flex. You know what I mean? Norwich City, we didn't play the greatest of games, and he's the best player of a bad bunch. That's
okay. He got a good performance.
All right. Yeah,
he scored one goal. He scored one goal. We haven't got a clean sheet. Have we got a clean sheet, Flex, today?
Okay, all right, okay.
That's why I put him as 8.
Adam,
this is where it is for me. This is how I look at things. You can look at how Saeed's judging it there. Everyone has their own way of looking at games and what influences it. You all remember my Harry Maguire reaction at the Everton game. You know, one's never going to forget it. So, you know what? This is how I see it. I look at this game, and we spoke about this in the fan cam, Flex. And it's, for me, the major thing what I judge football matches on is the importance and the influence that player has. There were players on that pitch who had a massive influence in the game. Look who was in the 6-yard box twice with our best chances and best efforts in them last 20 minutes. It was Maguire twice with the header, and then with the goal.
A good thing or a bad thing.
He'd taken a chance, and you know what, mate? It's like what Brian Robson used to do. Come up with a captain's goal. Steve Bruce used to do it. When you need you, there's certain games that people will go down on these players. They'll go in on them big times. They'll look at this is not. You know what? But then there's certain games when everyone else is on their ass and players step up. This is the type of character that Maguire is, a captain, mate. We spoke about no one else in that team being a role model, not a role model, but a leader. That guy's a leader. And he dragged that game then. He was in that box and he was pushing our team forward.
3 goals in that this season for him? 3 goals, is it?
Yeah, 2 in the FA Cup as well.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, 8, yeah. I would have gone with an 8. I agree what Saeed's saying in terms of the best out of a bad bunch, because, my God, there's going to be some really low performances or scores, but yeah, 7 or 8 though. The gist of what you're saying is there. He was man of the match. Left backs, Adam, Luke Shaw.
You know what? Luke Shaw was solid for me today. Luke Shaw was solid. I thought defensively, nothing went down his side really. Going forward, I thought he was decent. His passing was okay. You know what? He puts the odd ball in the box. You just want his end product to be a little bit better, but he just looked a little bit sharper than everyone else today. And I don't know if he's getting more and more game time. So I'll give Ollie a little bit of credit for giving Shaw game time, because he needs it, I think, more than anyone. And you know what? He was a bit sharper for me today. He taught Dalot how to play at full back, albeit on the opposite side. So I'm going to give Luke Shaw full game again there, isn't it? It's what he did. It's solid enough. So he gets a 6 for me. I think, Luke Shaw.
I like that. I like that. Saeed, what are you saying?
I'm not sure about the 6. I'll probably go with a 5 for me. I don't know what. No, it's not harsh. It's not harsh. No. What I'm trying to say to you is we played against Norwich here. There was a couple of times in the first half he got caught on the break and Fred was covering him on the left hand side. That's my only argument. Second half we played more decent. I thought, you know what I mean, the cross into play into a Gallo shot, that was a bit better.
Great recovery in the first half when
we made a great recovery in the first half. But again, we're playing into context of what we were playing against today, Norwich, and the whole team.
But you have to still. Yeah, I know you can't just say we're playing against.
Hear me out. Luke Shaw today for me wasn't anything that I wouldn't expect from Luke Shaw. That's what I'm going at, and that's why I'm giving him a 5 today. You know what I mean? He played well and he was solid and he did what he had to do. But did he do anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I don't think a 6 is a reflection. No. A 6 is not a mark of someone who has done something out of the ordinary. It's a fairly.
But there you go then. It's a fine margins in this. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm going with a 5 for me. For me, he's not played badly today, and he's not played. You know what I mean? He's played an okay performance for me, and that's what I want.
Said it's all going to come down to that David De Gea 7 with you, mate.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, fair enough. I would have went with Adam with a 6 there. I agree. It's not celebrating an amazing performance. I don't think Luke Shaw was out of this world. I think he was okay and decent in parts. But yeah, I think a 6 is fair. Let's move into midfield. Saeed, Fred,
man, I don't know what people are on here, mate. I don't know what's up with people today, man, with Fred. The Fred slander today I heard today. Yes, it wasn't his best performance today. And yes, he lost the ball a bit of time. But today, in that midfield, where they had Mato, Bruno, all of each other just going into each other's spaces, and it was almost not coherent at all. I think Fred played it. I think it was another 5 performance for me. It was an okay performance. I don't think it was a shocking performance where, you know what I mean, we lost in the field battle and it was, you know what I mean, it was everywhere and it was the old Fred. I think he's lacking confidence. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The first 15 minutes, first 15, 20, I did see a little bit of the old Fred giving the ball away a lot. But equally, as it went on in the first half,
the chance
he started to come into the game a bit more.
I think Solskjaer took him off at the wrong time for me, because he gave that ball into Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes scores that goal in, we'd be laughing our heads off. We'd say Fred's had a quality performance. So it's easy to forget things. Margins. But even I'm saying Fred's not played that great today.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not. When I give Shaw a 5 and I give Fred a 5, I'm partial. So you know what I mean. I'm trying to be fair with everything.
Yeah, you're being consistent. You're being consistent. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm being consistent.
A 5 from Saeed, Adam. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It was good bits and bad bits, Fred, against it. Do you know what? I'd say exactly the same as the Spurs game. It was showing moments, but that was just covering the mistakes that he made. He sort of counteracted himself in a way, so he never went above a 5. I never went below a 5 because he was doing some good defensive bits, but they need to make the mind up when him and Scott play in that midfield. They both can't sit there. I think they're getting each other's way.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
One has to be more advanced.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but it's weird though. I want to move this on a bit because we're already 16 minutes in and we're still only at midfield. But the thing that I have with this is though, right? Because Saeed said it as well, which is like it doesn't work and that. But then we've gone on this run since Bruno come in, and we've gone on this run with Fred and McTominay, and they were putting in great performances against City and big teams and playing well. We're winning games or not losing games, and all of a sudden it's like
it's the barrier now.
It just doesn't work.
It's the barrier flex now.
Matic has played in every one of them games as well, hasn't he? So he's trying to imagine where he's actually, how he's worked that formation. You made me actually think now with Matic playing so many games.
No, Scott was injured, so Matic came back in. So it was actually Matic and Fred, to be fair.
Yeah, so McTominay came back and has worked his way back in and was probably one of them who's... Him and Fred have suffered from the break, I think, because they were really hitting their traps.
2 5s though, I agree. Adam McTominay, same thing.
Yeah, same, exactly the same thing. They're getting in each other's way, mate. They really are. They should be able to sort it out between themselves. They can't play that same position. The communication needs to be there, needs to be better. One has to be a bit more advanced, and it's just not working for me as them. It's not helping them playing 2 holding midfielders because they're both not that role. And like I said, they keep getting each other's way because it's just not going to work together as a 2 for me. There's always going to be a Matic there, and one of them is going to be doing a different role. I just see that as the only way forward.
Exactly. One of them's got to drop to the bench.
5.
Or both, really, when Pogba's back. Saeed, 5, for McTominay?
I would probably go lower. I'd probably go 4. I think he wasn't at levels today. So I'll probably go just a little bit lower, 4.
Okay. This is where it gets interesting. Into the front 3.
You've got Bruno?
Lingard side.
Lingard. Yeah, not great, mate. I'll be honest with you. I wanted to do well so badly, but I think this is it for me. I thought it was bright in the first half. I think people gave him too much stick. I thought it was bright.
Good position, so it was just a no-end product.
No-end product, and if that little move, he does well in that little move where he has a few good dances on his leg, and then sure that he scuffs it. I just wanted to do so well.
He said he had a few good dances on his leg. Does that mean he went on a good run and it was a good dribble? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but good dribble, basically good dribble. Terminology on that. But I'm gonna have to give him a kind of a. I'm gonna have to give him 3.
Yeah,
sounds hard.
I'm thinking that.
Sounds hard, but 3.
Yeah,
3. Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah, Lingard's about in as much control of his football than he is his hairdo at the moment, innit? He's absolutely shocking. What Lingard needs, he needs a Ricky Fred on Twitter about picking out the positive bits of his game.
Well, even Ricky agrees that there's no discussion.
Oh, no. I was hoping he was going to come back with something on
Lingard.
No Fred
on Lingard. He gets
right, that says it all. If Ricky can't pull you out the depths of despair, then there's no hope for you, is there? Let's be honest.
No.
He's end product. You guys just said it there. The end product.
So you're going
back. Everyone's going to keep going back. When's the last time he scored? When's the last time he got an assist? But there was a moment in the game where I think Bruno played him the ball out wide, and he just slowed down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And now we're expecting our players.
Make the run. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm like, why is he slowing down here? And I'm thinking he's still in the old Mourinho mode. He's just not got rid of it. And there's a few players in that squad, in the depths of our squad, that are still in that mode. And I can't. I'd give him a 3, and that's being very, very generous because he did nothing.
I think that's. I think that's justified. Actually, it kind of fits in nicely. So I know, Adam, you wanted to kind of take this one, actually. I forgot about Bruno when we was doing the midfield. Actually went on to
That's what I was saying to you.
Yeah, Bruno, mate.
Bruno, Adam.
I'm talking about influence again, mate. Influence is how I look at games. So I see a player who's fearless. I see a player who probably knows inside his head that he's not having a good game, but I see a player who's not going to shy away and change the way he plays. Pogba does exactly the same thing, mate. He can be getting stick and more stick from all the fans who are picking out silly little passes and things he's not doing well and having bad games, trying to push the game too much like he was today. But that's his temperament. That's that type of player. You're never going to change that. When he starts changing, that's when I give up on him. So that time in injury time, in extra time, when he takes that shot and it actually hits the target this time, that's what I look at. I look at him going, you know what, I've missed a few here. I've skied a few stray passes, but my game is not changing. I'm going to carry on playing and being positive. A commentator nailed it. He said he looks absolutely... he looks, what's the word I'm looking for here? He's just outraged. He's outraged when he has to pass the ball backwards. He's always forward thinking, and that's what I love about the chance taker in the team. And you talked about it, Flex. He may hit 60 bad passes. Yeah, he may hit 60 bad passes in a season. But what about the rest of them? What about the ones that win you the games? What about the 13 games where he's been playing that we've won 9 games of, that we've got an average of 2 goals a game and we're unbeaten? There's an influence.
Again, today's created the most chances.
Averaging that.
This time it's him.
And then at the end of the game, extra time, everyone's saying he's looking tired. I didn't see anyone else running the whole length of the field to win the ball back on the byline and start another move off again. I don't see anyone else doing that. This is why I think Pogba and Bruno's role is mixed up, because Bruno will do that. He's disciplined and then start again. Leave Pogba to do what he does, which is destroy up the field. He's not that holder next to Matic. I think Bruno will do it better. I really do, because Bruno will do that all day long. As long as he gets on the ball, he can dictate the football. And then he gets into that final third with Pogba, then that's the game changer for me. But for me, I'm giving him a 7 today. Tenacity reasons alone and influence, mate. It's
7.
How I look at the game. I really do look at it, because he was influencing that game. He was part of the red card, the perfect flick through to Igalo, which changed the game, because Norwich probably would have won that game if they had 11 men. We were dropping, mate.
We didn't look good.
It changed the game. It changed the game. You know what? That little flick that no one sees and probably doesn't pick up on. Little moments in games that make a massive influence on it. And that's why I give Bruno what I give him. That's why I give him a 7. He's probably touching nearly 6, but I'm just going to give him a 7 just because he played the full game again and he just doesn't look like he wants to stop. He's going to make that. He's going to put that extra effort in. He's like an Harry Maguire character. That's how I see it. He's one of them players who will run through a brick wall for you.
Okay. I probably would have gone with a 6.
Same.
But with the points you're making, I 100% agree. Which is what I was saying to Ricky and our fan cam, which is that, you know, if you look at key moments of that game, he could have had an assist from Maguire. He's instrumental in getting the player sent off, which changed the course of the game. And coupled that with the honest contribution of working hard, which I know is a basic requirement of a footballer, but he does go the extra mile. Was I frustrated with him watching certain moments? Absolutely. Was I hitting the air thinking, why did you shoot? Why didn't you pass it? Absolutely. But if he makes 10 passes and 6 go astray, there's going to be 4 where something happens, either 2 goals or 2 chances created. And they're the things that change the games. Saeed?
You know what? I'm going to go with my 0.5s again. I'm going to go for 6.5. Just because, you know what I mean? I feel like 6 is a bit harsh. I think 0.5 gives it, you know.
But it wasn't by his own look. In context of how good Bruno is, this was probably the first quite bad game he's had. And he was still, and even that's how good he is, that even though it's the first bad game in inverted commas he's had, or maybe
6.5,
Bruno against Tottenham, he wasn't amazing, but again, he was involved. He's still always involved. So I think plus there we can say he might not have been as sparkling best, but the guy is always involved in something. Now, Ricky said that's just because he plays in that position, so he's always going to be involved. But
come on, Ricky.
I just think
Bruno FC, man. Bruno player manager mode. That's what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean?
6.5, yeah. Okay, let's do the rest now. Saeed Igalo got a goal, got a man sent off.
Yeah.
Ricky actually said Maguire would get the plaudits, but he actually gave Igalo man of the match.
I'll give Igalo.
In my match reaction, I said Maguire will rightly so be man of the match, but shout out Igalo because I think what he done today will go under the cosh because he was isolated a lot, only saw one sight at goal and took his chance. Yeah. Then he was, good enough to keep in the game, pin his defender, get him sent off. So what'd you give him?
Yeah, I'll give him another 6.5 for me. I think we got the goal and it was for me well-rounded performance. Didn't shy it from the defenders, always looking to get in behind. You know what, man? I always think can we do better than Igalo, but when he puts in the performance, man, I'm so proud of him, man, and I want him to do well. So
perfect alternative. It's the perfect alternative.
Yeah, man. Perfect alternative. So 6.5 for me.
Adam?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7. He was playing with scraps all game, but he made the most of every single chance, and that's what you want from the striker.
Holds on to the ball so well as well. Looks after it.
Yes, he does. He looks after the ball incredibly well. He does stuff that Rashford and Martial can only dream of in terms of strength and holding that ball up like a proper Mark Hughes style. That's what he is, a proper old school striker. And he was dangerous. We were creating absolutely nothing, but you want your striker to be there on that one moment, and he was, and he was a major part in us getting through to the semi-final of the cup. So I think a minimum is a 7 for him today.
And he's done this on a consistent basis. To be fair to him, in terms of moments, and Solskjaer spoke about
scored in every game he started, mate.
Exactly, and Solskjaer spoke about being loyal to this team of the FA Cup. Kind of, they deserved another go at it, which clearly we can see didn't kind of work in this occasion. It'd be interesting to see when we play in a more important, semi-final, Wembley. It might be against Leicester. It might be against, but Igalo, you kind of have this little sentiment where it's like, kind of deserves to start. Do you know what I mean? But being real though, it's like, well, if you draw Leicester and you need to be at it, you need Martial. That's a different argument. But I'll go over 7 as well. I think Xander said it best in his fan cam that we can't let Igalo outstay his time. Like beyond this contract, I think this is the right time. But he's the right player at the right time in the right squad. Right wing Mata. Let's quicken this up.
Nah, not good, mate. Not good today. For me, he gets a 3. Not good enough, mate, today.
Adam, same.
Yeah, I've already got people coming on after you put my fan cam up because it's got the headline Mata should never start again. He should never start a game for United. He's got a role. But this game was perfect for him to come on for half an hour at the end and just pick a pass when we needed it. He's not a starter, and he's put him on the right wing. You know what I mean?
Why do managers put players?
What is it exactly?
Right. Let me say
exactly what is it with these managers and putting Mata on the right wing?
Let me say this. Right. Let me say this. I agree that he shouldn't have. You can't start him in certain positions. I think if you are going to start Mata, you have to start him with the better players. And let me tell you an example. When we played Norwich at Old Trafford, it was Mata, Rashford, goal. Yeah? He cut in from the right-hand side, dinked it, great cross to the back stick, gave Rashford a tap-in against that very same team. But in that game, you had your Martials, you had your Rashfords, Pogba wasn't playing, but you had a better squad. You had your Wan-Bissaka. Yeah? So I just feel it's easy to completely write him off and say he hasn't got legs, which is a fact. But I just feel he can start, but he has to start in the right team. And today, he's starting along with a Dalot. He's starting with a Jesse Lingard on the other side. He's starting with McTominay and Fred, who are going to get in each other's way. I just think that does him no favours.
I'll add to that, actually. I said Mata starts when we've got injuries. Would you play Mata in any of our remaining Premier League games above our full squad that we've got now?
No, exactly.
He's not starting. He comes in if someone's injured or if we need him. He's not one to put on the first team sheet when we've got players like we've got on the bench.
You look at against Wolves in the FA Cup, in the replay, scores the goal. He's a role for Mata to play with the better players. I just and I think where Ollie's maybe getting it a little bit wrong with him sometimes is that he's using him in the wrong squads. In the wrong makeup. But I agree. He played a 3.
I don't think any manager at United since Ferguson left has known where to play Mata or known how to play Mata. None of them have.
Get the best out of him. Right, let's fly through the subs. Paul Pogba, great when he came on. Defense splitting, not defense splitting pass, but led to the equaliser, the goal, the winning goal. Great pass into Martial, was it? Or was it Igalo?
Martial.
I think it was Martial.
Yeah, and just created havoc in there by his passing and stuff. Saeed, what would you give him?
I'll go for 6. Very, very influential when he came on, and then obviously provided the kind of not the assist, but the assist of the assist. So yeah, 6 for me.
Adam?
Yeah, I go the same as that. He's like you said, he's just unflappable, and he still came on and played the way he would, even in the circumstances. He was calm again, playing the Pogba way, and he did make an impact. So yeah, for the half an hour he was on with extra time included, 6 definitely.
Okay. Matic,
5. Yeah, he wasn't really. He didn't really have the info. It looked like
good choices. I think he kept the ball ticking well, like especially at the edge of the box.
You'd expect him to against 10 men of a championship side, wouldn't you? And, in the last 15 minutes, that's a given for me. So yeah, 5 for Matic.
I agree with that, Saeed.
Yeah. Agree with
all right, Mason Greenwood. Came on, was lively, got into some good positions, couldn't hit the target.
Oh, that one! I thought that was top bins when he
really was. It would have been a classic.
Genius said it. He went. I was waiting.
What would you give him?
5 for me. 5 for me. Yeah.
5. Brandon Williams, Adam.
Positive again. Good to see him back. Probably deserved more time on the pitch, but we know we're not going to see him the way Ollie's playing short at the moment. Unless he plays 5, I don't see him playing 5 at the back against any of the teams coming up. No. Unless we get a City in the FA Cup, something like that, or Chelsea, we may see him again. But yeah, I'd give him a 5 again.
Saeed?
Yeah, 5 for me again.
Yeah. And the other one
Martial.
I thought Martial was right. I thought his movement was good when he come on. I thought he looked sharp. His injection, passing between the lines, trying to make things happen. He was kind of. I did rate Ollie for kind of bringing off Bailly and then saying, right, Matic, you can go back there and we can get another striker on because Igalo needed to stay on and Martial. We needed firepower. They got 10 men. But I think he kind of almost played as like a 10 sometimes and then kind of going up.
I thought he looked chefs, mate, weren't there?
Yeah.
Too many chefs in the kitchen. I'll give Martial a 5 again, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just think he didn't have enough time and he didn't have enough space because, like I said, in the end, Ollie just went, let's just throw all our cards on the table.
Go for it. Okay, and in last one, but not least, Solskjaer made 8 changes. A lot of people saying that's too much. Some people saying they understand why he did it. It's just that the players are crap that he's got to bring in. Has got us to the semi-finals. Did throw the kitchen sink at it. Lucky maybe. Adam, what would you give Solskjaer?
I see some people are going on here saying you've got to rotate the squad. I'm like, what are you on about rotate the squad? We've got 9 games to go and these players haven't played. We need our best 11 for every single game. If our 11 can't play all these games, then I'm worried for next season already. You know what I mean? There's no excuse for me. You don't need to make wholesale changes. It's not like these players are coming in who've had a few games here and there and can come straight into the team. We're at a stage of the season now where it's prizes. Do you know what I mean? He's got us to the semi-final of the FA Cup, so you can't be overly critical. But it did see, I'll quote Saeed on this one, it did feel a bit freestyle at the end with all them forwards.
It was for everyone on it, was that? It was
freestyle, mate. Only going to freestyle.
Oh, actually, sorry. Sorry.
I said Rashford.
Rashford, 5.
I kept telling you all day.
5, yeah. 5,
right,
5.
Sorry. Rashford gets a 5 before anyone, yeah. It took him a while to get the game, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Solskjaer gets a 6 from me.
What are you giving him?
I'd probably go around about. I mean, I can't complain. We're in the semi-final, mate. So we won the game inevitably, but I just think we went around it. So we went around the dirt track instead of the nice freeway, didn't we? It was just so arse about it. I just couldn't understand his logic and his thinking. And like I said, Mata and Lingard don't start games. There's too many players coming at the same time. If there was 3 or 4 changes, I could see that. I could definitely understand it, but not that many. My God, we're so disjointed.
I think what's clear is that we're just not actually good enough to make wholesale.
No, we haven't got a City squad. We ain't got a City squad.
Started Pogba to keep him ticking. Started Rashford to keep him ticking.
Yeah.
Then
Martial's run going. I thought Martial should have played as well. Yeah. Confident. He's a confident player.
Igalo kind of deserves to kind of get his chance in these little bits. He's proved it and proved it again, to be fair.
You're playing for United, aren't you? Yeah, I give him a 6. 6 is 6.
Saeed?
Yeah, 6 for me. Got away with it today.
Yeah, absolutely. It could have been the Tim Krul masterclass, which I really thought was going to happen. But I didn't. Listen, we've come to the end of the player rating show. A long one because there was a lot of bad performances. Drop your views in the comments below.
6 subs, mate.
6 subs. There you go. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, because that's what I mean. I forgot about that. It was actually 6 subs. Yeah. 120 minutes of football. What a treat. What a treat on a Saturday night. And a last-minute Fergie time winner. You know?
Harry Beckenbauer.
Harry Beckenbauer. Ollie time winner. 99. You know, there you go. So we'll see you for the Brighton game, which is even more important. And hopefully there's no discrepancies about that team. And we see the same team that started at Sheffield United. Guys, thanks for coming on. I will see you at Brighton. And you guys at home, I will see you there too. We are out of it. Peace.
In a bit.